A few years back, there was a major constitutional crisis in the United States of America, and it's actually still ongoing. No, I'm not talking about when a bunch of nerds in Viking helmets and stuff crashed into the Capitol building. It's actually something much more serious than that. And it happened in 2015, before Trump was even elected president. It goes back to a time when a man named Adam Gadahn, a terrorist, an Al-Qaeda member, was killed by drone strike. Now, Gadahn was a propagandist for Al-Qaeda. He made videos. He was a videographer, made high-production videos, assisting Al-Qaeda with its attempts to attract new recruits. He was also fluent in English and could translate the speeches of other Al-Qaeda leaders into English to help to recruit among the English-speaking world. So he was definitely an important person to Al-Qaeda. He was also an American citizen. And that's where it gets interesting. The fact that he was killed by drone strike and he was an American citizen. Now, he wasn't killed on a battlefield as part of an enemy army. He was targeted for assassination by drone strike. And that targeting was ordered by the then President of the United States, Barack Obama. We know that for sure because Obama actually informed us that he did so. The reason this is a constitutional crisis, well, there are a few things going on. First is whatever you think of Adam Gadahn, which, in my view, he's a pretty bad guy. He may not have directly made bombs that blew anybody up, but he was a terrorist and he was contributing to a terrorist movement in a substantial way. In my view, he also committed treason, and he was indicted for doing exactly that in a federal court. But he was also an American citizen. And no matter who you are, and no matter what you do, as an American citizen, before the United States government can take your life, liberty, or property, it has to give you due process of law. That means you have to be tried before an impartial jury. You have to have the opportunity to confront witnesses against you. You have to have the opportunity to have an attorney assist you in your defense. You know, all those things that are part of our criminal justice system that we all expect to happen if we're charged with a crime. Adam Gadahn, terrorist, also American citizen, did not have that. Now, the President of the United States did not and does not have the authority to command the summary execution of any American citizen, whether in the United States or elsewhere. Again, we're not talking about battlefield deaths. We're talking about the direct targeting of an American citizen. The President of the United States does not have the authority to order a death like that. When President Obama did order his death by drone strike, that was illegal. It was unconstitutional. He had no authority to do that. The United States military did not have any authority to follow that illegal command. Yet they did. That was part one of the constitutional crisis. Part two is the fact that when it became known that this had happened, the president at the time announced that it had happened and explained that he had ordered it. Nobody did anything. He wasn't impeached. Nobody was held accountable. It was like it was okay, even though it was completely unconstitutional. But the bigger problem, I think, is that probably a lot of us, because we think about the man Adam Gadahn, and I'll admit, on a personal level, I'm not sad that the guy is dead. If he had been tried in court, it's very, very likely he would have been convicted of treason and would have been sentenced to death, and might be well on his way to execution anyway. But it would be a lawful execution. Lawful under the Constitution. He would have had due process leading to that point. What happened was completely illegal, but nobody did anything. And now, most people, even if they're aware that it happened, because he was a terrorist. Wouldn't even care. That's scary.